Councilman Mulvihill.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will try to be brief. I know a lot of this has already been discussed, but I do want to acknowledge Councilman Hollander makes a good point. It's something I think many of us believe, and we've all believed for quite a while, that our strategy in dealing with encampments is a whack-a-mole strategy. We just keep moving the problem, and that's not a solution, not a long-term solution. I mean, I am pleased with this council that they're looking at more permanent solutions, looking at, for our most vulnerable, and to have some permanent housing in the future. I know it's been done in other places. Unfortunately, we're not there. I think it's 2025 when that project will come online. In the meantime, you know, we do have this ordinance that was adopted by this council, and I do want to say the sponsors, three of us, didn't do this in a vacuum. We heard from our enforcement agencies, every agency that touches this, we heard from them. And we had a meeting, and they said, things aren't clear to us. What was ironic to us, because we'd kept saying the same problems, we'd see no camping signs, and we'd say there's been a risk assessment done here, and we would expect then somebody couldn't come and camp there. But what repeatedly happened was somebody would go, they'd return, they'd go, they'd return, they'd go, and they'd return, and we'd ask, what's going on? And they'd say, well, police would, because apparently you don't have to do the notice, all those provisions wouldn't apply. But they said it wasn't clear to them that they could enforce it. So this ordinance in some ways tries to take the intent of what was done in 2019 and make it a reality. Again, it's not a perfect solution. It's not going to solve everything. It's designed, though, when there is a place deemed to be a high-risk place, to be able to clear it quickly. And that's not happening. That hasn't happened, and it doesn't happen. So I do think long-term we've got to look at more solutions. You know, we hear about tight budgets. I know in 2019 we all took a difficult vote. We closed places like the living room. The living room could still be open today, but it's not. So we made some tough choices. And so some of this rests with us. We don't have I hear resources. We don't have the resources maybe that we need in this area and other areas. But, you know, that's for another day. I do support this ordinance. I support this ordinance because not only did we think it might be a problem, it was our agencies that came to us and said it's a problem. And again, I've talked to social service agencies, some that mentioned on that list. So again, we didn't do this without having input as well. So I would ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Dorsey.